Hello, my name is Vedant. I am a legal intern with Lexis and Company. In this video, we will discuss an important legal update regarding the notification regarding the guidelines issued by Kerala High Court to be followed by the courts before acting upon the pleading of guilty by an accused. So, the single bench of the Kerala High Court, while reserving the conviction imposed upon the petitioner on Tuesday, issued a set of guidelines to be followed in case of an accused pleading guilty for the offence charged against him. This criminal revision petition was filed by Rasin Babu KM, represented by Advocate D. Anil Kumar, against the order of Judicial First Class Magistrate of Court Parapangandi, convicting him under Section 35 of the Kerala Prevention of Disturbance of Public Meetings Act for obstructing the procession for a school admission festival and assaulting certain volunteers involved. The petition contains that the trial court convicted the petitioner of the above offence solely upon pleading guilty. It is alleged that this procedure adopted by the magistrate was patently illegal. The elaborate procedure prescribed in Section 240 and Section 241 of the Criminal Code Procedure makes it clear that the conviction of an accused based on the plea of guilty is not an empty formality. Consequently, the courts are hereupon mandated to comply with the following requirements before acting upon the plea of guilty of an accused. The first, the magistrate should frame charge specifying the offence alleged against the accused. Second, such charge should be read over and explained to the accused. Third, the accused should be asked whether he pleads guilty of the offence charged against him. Fourth, the accused should plead guilty after understanding the seriousness of allegations and the implications of pleading guilty. The plea should be voluntarily and expressed in clear and unambiguous terms. Fifth, the magistrate should record the plea of guilty in the words of the accused to the extent possible. Sixth, the magistrate should exercise his discretion and address and decide whether to accept the plea of guilty after considering all the relevant facts. And lastly, if the plea is accepted, accused can be convicted and suitable punishment may be imposed. Justice Justice V.G. Arun observed that the plea was recorded quite casually. This comes after a patent defect was detected upon the examination of the questionnaire of replies given by the accused. Section 243 CRPC mandates that the admission of the accused has to be recorded in the words used by him. However, it was noticed that while the accused answered yes when asked if they had committed the alleged offence, the petitioner's answer was not entered in said questionnaire. To arrive to this conclusion, the court looked into the legal meaning of the words plea and guilty. While plead was considered to mean inter alia to make, deliver, or file any pleading, and the term guilty was defined as having committed a crime or a tort. Accordingly, it was decided that pleading guilty requires a positive and informed act of admitting to all the elements of the offence. This implies that a plea should be voluntarily clear and unambiguous and put forth after understanding the implications of such admission. Mere lip service or a monosyllabic yes in response to question by court cannot be accepted as pleading of guilty by the accused, since it does not satisfy the aforementioned requirement. Such an observation has been made since conviction of an accused merely based on his plea of guilty results in conviction and penalty without a trial. An accused who pleaded not guilty at the stage of framing of charges can plead guilty at a later stage. In Santosh versus State of Kerala, a single judge has opined that the plea of guilty can be advanced by an accused at any stage of the trial before framing charge. But Justice V.G. Arun in this case observed that the dictum in Santosh requires reconsideration in the light of the subsequent introduction of Chapter 21A of the Code with Act 2 of 2006 providing for plea bargaining before the court in which the offence is pending trial. The petitioner in this case has pleaded not guilty at the first instance. After several adjournment, upon being asked again, he had committed the alleged offence. He pleaded guilty. This cannot be considered as pleading of guilty by the petitioner, and the trial court has erred in convicting him on this regard. As such, judgment convicting and sentence the petitioners were the judgment of convicting and sentencing the petitioner was set aside by the High Court. Thank you.